Call this meeting to order. Select board, excuse me. Not only rest of the meeting, but would you please rise and pledge allegiance? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which is one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please.
I will. Marie Brilliant.
Here.
Ann Callahan.
Here.
Ryan Holmes.
Here.
Matt Nixon.
Present.
Roland Tubbs.
Here.
All present.
Thank you very much. Town manager.
Thank you. Mark Waltz, Assistant Town Manager, filling in tonight for the Town Manager. On November 29th at 6:30 p.m. in this very room, the town, in conjunction with the Mid-Coast Council of Governments, will host a meeting for the Pleasant Point Road residents. The purpose of the meeting is to gather information about issues with the road, the usage of the road, and resident interest in providing easements if needed as a possible solution. The issue is that with climate change and rising sea levels or the Intragon River levels, there's been more issues with erosion in the road and flooding at times to storms and things. The Mid-Coast Council of Governments is looking for potential funding sources, and we're drafting an RFP for engineering work to help come up with solutions. The meeting will also have a Zoom option available. We send notices to the Pleasant Point Road property owners, and there's more information available on the town website. The Maine Department of Transportation is looking for input on its proposed replacement of the Cadance River Bridge on Route 201. Rather than having an in-person meeting, there's a link to on our website to a video presentation MDOT has done, and they request that people view the presentation and submit comments if they so desire. Apparently the attempt is to make meetings easier for people to do it by not having to come at a particular place and time. The town office will be closed Thursday, November 23rd and Friday, November 24th for the Thanksgiving holiday. The transfer station will be open as usual on Saturday, November 25th to receive everyone's Thanksgiving turkey carcasses and congealed cranberry jelly. As winter approaches, a reminder that parking bans for snowstorms will be posted on the top of the website homepage. Happy Thanksgiving to all.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Yeah, good job, thanks. All right, next on board and committee reports and updates. We have none. Public comment. Nothing online?
Nothing online.
Okay, thank you. Correspondence. Anyone get anything? Okay. Moving right along then. All right, adjustments to the agenda. I believe there are none. None. Okay, thank you. Consent calendar. Approval of the minutes of the regular select board meeting of November 2nd, 2023.
So moved. Second.
I
abstained.
Okay, I was back.
You actually don't. There was something on the Maine
Oh, that's right.
municipal
That's right.
website that it's considered a ministerial act, so you don't necessarily have to be present to vote in the minutes of the clerk.
I was present, but not a member. Do I vote or abstain?
You can vote too.
I go Ryan.
Okay, perfect. All right, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. All right, public hearing, we have none. Unfinished business, none for tonight. Old business. No old business. All right, new business. 23-94, consideration and any appropriate action on a rate increase for EMS services. Chief?
Well, an administrative request. We actually got it from our provider that does the billing for our ambulance services. And it's to keep the rates where we can actualize the highest reimbursement rate that we can get. We're asking for you to raise the rates for the rest of 23 and also and then set the rates for 24. So 2 years involved. These are calendar years, not fiscal years.
Right.
So that's what we're asking for. Any questions?
Any idea what the impact to revenue was?
It doesn't look like it's gonna be substantial, but if we don't do it, then we fall behind. And I think the key here was if you're not at 200% of Medicare, your ability to raise rates is stifled. And we need to get the most that we can out of the insurance company reimbursements, and that's really what all this is done.
So they agree. Any questions? All right, all in favor of the motion? Oh, I need a motion, it's fine.
I move to allow the finance office and the town's ambulance billing contractor to implement rate increases as outlined above for remaining calendar year 23 and for calendar year 2024.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any motion is seconded, all in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
2395, consideration and any appropriate action on the recommendation for the purchase of a new sidewalk block.
Good evening, Dennis Cox, Topsham Public Works Director. In this year's capital budget for Public Works is a new sidewalk machine, new sidewalk plow. It'll be the plow, sander, and a snow blower for that unit. There's $225,000 in the capital budget line. We've been out to bid, came back. Although it's not the lowest bid, I'm recommending the trackless unit for $193,905.50. The reason for that recommendation is because we have other equipment, other attachments that'll go on that unit. So it makes sense, in my eyes, to continue to use that same power head, that same power unit, so we can sweep sidewalks and streets. We've got a water tank that'll go on that to help the dust control. We also have a mower to mow the road shoulders that kind of are long, straight stretch roads that we have. So I'm recommending the trackless for $193,905.50.
Yeah, question. Do sidewalk plows before? Wasn't that trackless and after having it, you didn't like it? Didn't have power or something?
No, you're close, but what we talked about last time was about 8 years ago when we purchased a Bobcat with a snow blower attachment on it, rather than the trackless, to try to save some money at the time of the town because of other capital budget items that were budgeted that fiscal year. And when we came back, we decided, and at that time I said, we'll work with that unit, but it's a lot slower and cumbersome on our sidewalks. So this year I'd like to go back to another trackless, which we've had 2 in our fleet. One of them which is 26 years old. So it has good durability. It's proven itself. And that's why I'm asking for another trackless rather than the Bobcat. But it was a Bobcat that we went to about 8 years ago when we did that.
Right.
Time flies.
Yeah, it seems like only a couple of years.
I know.
Mhm.
Any other questions? Great, is there a motion?
I guess I move to go with the bid from HP Fairfield for the trackless MT7 for $193,905.50. The purchase for this coming winter.
Okay, we have a motion or a second.
Second.
Second, moved and seconded, all in favor?
Patty, you're gonna be able to untangle that carpet.
When are you gonna pick that up? How long is it gonna take to get it?
So we're hoping delivery in February, if they haven't sold it since we went to bid and came back. The selectmen's meeting fell in between with Thanksgiving, they're coming out and whatnot, so we pushed it ahead for tonight. So I'm hoping February.
Go get it.
Yep.
All right. Okay, item 2396, consideration and any appropriate action on the appointment to the finance committee. So we have one appointment to the finance committee, and we interviewed 2 candidates tonight. Allison Carey Blaze and Ruth Lyons. I found both candidates were very qualified and certainly feel that the commitment to the committee, which is good, because obviously we know this is an area that has a lot of turnover. But I think we're basically would be well suited with either candidate, so.
I
Any
make a
discussion?
motion, discuss it first.
Actually, any questions? Okay, all right, we have a motion.
I make a motion that we appoint Ruth Lyons to the finance committee.
I second
Moved and seconded. All in favor? Motion.
He was in favor, and thank you. Can I see the names of the
Yes.
first lady? I'll be very bad.
All right, 2397, consideration and any appropriate action on the election of chair for the select board. For motion,
it. And nominate Roland Public.
Second.
I second.
Any other nominations? Okay, nominations are closed. Those in favor of the motion? Thank you. 2398, consideration and any appropriate action on the election of vice chair of the select board. I nominate that next. So
Second.
Moved to seconded. No nominations. Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Well, it's like it's starting.
Yeah.
All right, at this point, we're going to move into executive session. Need a vote, yes. 2399, entering executive session pursuant to 13 MRSA, section 4056C, to discuss the acquisition and disposition of real property with premature disclosure of information with prejudice, the bargaining position of the town. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second, all in favor? We're in executive session.